Ladies, gentlemen, and bees, hello and welcome to the stream that answers the question why will Need get arrested? Today we are talking about the Maharashtra elections and what the fuck it's on about. So we are gonna first look at something what Meghnad actually posted. I think it is important for us to actually get the background of it because he is like on point with this. This election was fraudulent. It was. There's no two ways about it.
Fraudulent election in the history of India just ended in Maharashtra. Let me show you why I'm saying that. On the 14th, which is a day before the elections, the State Election Commission has introduced a new machine for voting. It's called PADU. PADU. This PADU machine is supposed to be a backup for the EVMs. And they didn't tell any party or anyone that they are going to put this machine in place. There was massive confusion on the ground about where to vote. On the day of the election, the Election Commission website crashed, so people couldn't even find out where they have to go to vote. A lot of people went to the booth, then found out that they have to vote somewhere else. Then they went somewhere else, and even there they found out, oh no, your vote is not here. This happened to a minister in Maharashtra, a BJP minister. And as a result, only 46 to 50% people turned up to vote. Now the election...
So 47 is still a decent number, I would say. But go on.
The commission is not even giving you turnout figures. It is giving you a range. 46 to 50% के बीच में कुछ तो हुआ है. Okay. We will decide later. Multiple videos have come out which show that people have been...
I think this is one of like a major thing that is a problem. We're going to talk about this more. But I don't think this was what they think it is. I don't think this is against the like opposition.
Erasing ink marks on their fingers because the Election Commission this time used a marker pen. And when these videos started showing up, the Election Commission said, no, actually don't do it. Yes, it's possible, but please don't do it. And if you do it, we will take action.
This is like what happened with Bihar, right? That's what they said. Like, what happens if people vote twice because they can vote twice and whatever. And the election commission said, no, they won't vote twice because it's a crime. That was their response. Why do we expect more?
Against you. And finally, the worst of it, money. Yeah, money is just flowing in this election. Cash is being distributed andhadhun. According to some reports, the going rate for a voter is between 1,000 to 5,000 per vote. Yeah, I don't know what to feel or think anymore.
Like, this is the same playbook that they have used multiple times over. It is, I like do agree with Meghnad that it is fucked. This is probably the most corrupt election until today. It was fraudulent. But then again, last election that happened in Maharashtra, we calculated ourselves. 55 lakh votes were added after 6 p.m. And even within those, considering those votes, the BJP, like the Mahayuti, not the BJP, this is important, won by only around 7 lakh votes. Or 7 or 12 lakh votes.
Anymore. Anybody who is doing commentary today and giving you results, please notice if they mention any of these things. If they don't, then don't trust them. That's it.
So trust me. Thank you.
This was the most fraudulent election in the history of India, and we saw it happening in real time. If we don't see it, then this will replicate all across the country. They will just do this everywhere. So be very, very careful about what sort of news you consume today and who you listen to.
Yeah, that's why you have to be listening to us. So the point here is that the election was fucked. It was fucked in the ass. Anyway, we are just going to start with like this coverage of completely unbiased CNN News 18. This is completely unbiased apparently, okay? We are just going to start with this.
Results. What do they mean? First and foremost, Mumbai and a number of other cities have voted for a triple engine ki sarkar. Remember, Aman was just now highlighting that very crucial point. It's a tectonic shift as the Bharatiya Janata Party emerges as the party to beat in Maharashtra. Fadnavis has consolidated. Brand Modi wins the trust factor. The Thakres, remember, are currently facing an existential crisis. This despite riding high on that wave of legacy. They're voted out from Mumbai, that too after 26 years, and even trounced in neighbouring Thane. Pawars are marginalized. They are slipping behind the BJP in Pimpri-Chinchwad. Even in Pune, NCP Ajit Pawar faction may even...
I can tell you that this lady is from Pune. It's so nice to hear like the Puneri accent.
find itself out of the equation now in the Mahayuti, because they were the ones who took that miserable decision of actually sticking their neck out. There's a lack of public connect now, and lackluster campaigning has returned to haunt the opposition in yet another state. Many, in fact, are already questioning why there was not a single rally by the Congress party. Limitations of
Congress
insular,
did not rally
parochial politics becoming clearer, serving as a disincentive for other regional parties in other states. Many are saying that this is not the face of Maharashtra. You have the Gen Z voters, you have the youth, you have the middle class, which is choosing the politics of development over vitriolic politics.
Nice
Opposition has suffered another morale-slapping defeat with implications for national politics. Plus, it's the first mega victory in 2026, which is buoyed the NDA as it now prepares for a tough round of state elections in...
Like, oh, so unbiased here. She's being so unbiased. Like, obviously Mahayuti won. We have seen this with multiple different outlets. Like, multiple different states. Like, obviously Mahayuti fucking won. Are we actually thinking that Mahayuti was not going to win?
Early summer. India's richest municipal corporation, which as we all know is the BMC, might undergo a revamp, which will now be about...
It won't go under the revamp because since 2022, Lok Sabha elections were already postponed. So BJP was still under control of like the local body elections in
the nation's
Maharashtra.
Business capital that we all know Mumbai is, and Mumbai's impending transformation through unified governance model will directly impact India's economic credibility, because it is India's financial capital.
Fine, whatever. There's nothing more to talk about. Like, we can talk about like, oh, what is the PADU, the printing auxiliary display unit, and how it will be used in voting counting. Oh, so literally this was a backup. This was a backup for the EVMs. In case the EVM accidentally produced an opposition vote, they'll just go back to the backup and be like, no, it actually produced a BJP vote. This is what it is. This is what it is for. I am sorry. I am joking. This is called comedy. If you don't like it, subscribe and tell me. When PADU will be used, PADU is, this is like from a few days ago. This is from the 16th January. This came in like literal last minute, like literal last minute. The SE has said that the facility to view PADU will be available only in rare circumstances, in case like opposition gets a vote. The voting machine manufactured by Bharat Electronic BEL belongs to Election Commission of India and are the M3A type. I have no idea what that means. As per SE orders, vote must be counted by connecting the control unit to the ballot unit and PADU should be used only in rare exceptional cases of technical failure. They can't really dictate technical failure, because if you say there's a technical failure, and then you are like, oh, hey, I can't give the vote, there is going to be an inquiry. And if they do not find any technical failure, you have to pay a fine. That is a problem. Like in India, you can't really say whether your EVM has stopped working or has given a wrong vote. Because if you do that, and if it gives a right vote in like the next try, you are under threat, okay? That is a law. It's a very shitty law. I don't know why they got it, but it is a law. Meanwhile, Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, MNS chief Raj Thakre, he's a fuckter, to be honest with you, but sometimes he says decent shit. Questioned the polls body move to use PADU in the polls without informing the stakeholders in advance, which is correct. This is one of the few times he has actually said something decent. The SEC is helping the government win the polls that it has lost. That is, again, let's do some comedy and say yes. The MS leader claimed that asking why the new norm of allowing door-to-door campaigning till the last day was introduced. Again, this is not really nice. People can be coerced if door-to-door campaigning was allowed till the last day, and why it was not allowed during the Lok Sabha and the Assembly Sabha. We'll get to it. Why was the concession given? Why was the rule changed? Is this sect there to do what the government wants? Asked Raj Thackeray. MNS chief targeted SEC over its move to use Purdue in polls. The machine is this. What machine is this? The SEC didn't even tell. Yeah, it didn't demo. It didn't do anything. I mean, obvious. Like, the BJP will do anything in its power to win, including vote chori. We have seen this in multiple states. This is not new. I'm not going to cover it like, oh my God, this is so new. No, we know this was happening. We know this is there. I think this is also the reasons why the Congress did not waste time campaigning in Maharashtra. Because, like, yeah, they were not going to win. Especially with the infiltration of the RSS within the mindsets of the Maharashtrians themselves. Now, like, there was a marker issue as well. Let's talk about this.
Nearly 9 years, the 227 wards of the Brihanmumbai municipal. Dear viewers, Mumbai is voting today. After nearly 9
So this was on yesterday.
years, the 227 wards of the Brihanmumbai Municipal Corporation are back at the ballot, along with elections across 28 other municipal corporations in Maharashtra. The stakes are massive. Power, money, control over India's richest civic body. But as Mumbaikars lined up to vote, something unsettling surfaced. One vote, one finger mark, one basic promise that your vote cannot be duplicated. On January 15, 2026, that promise was shaken. Not by EVM hacking, not by technical glitch, but by something far more simpler. A marker pen. Across Mumbai, voters walked out of polling booths staring at their fingers, asking a troubling question. Is this really how our democracy is being protected?
Yes, that is exactly how our democracy has been protected because, let me just be clear to you, our democracy is kind of fucked. That's why I keep calling it electoral autocracy. There's a lot of shit that was going on behind. This is what is going on the front. And I do not think, and I'll say this is against the opposition. This is like, take a preview or a snapshot of what I'm going to say later. I do not think this thing where you can remove the ink directly with whatever and the multiple voting is against the goddamn opposition, because they did the same thing, like voted twice, voted thrice in other elections. This is for a very specific reason.
Instead of indelible ink, the same ink India has trusted since 1962, voters were marked with a marker pen. A mark many say wiped off with water, faded from the nail or vanished within minutes. And just like that, a civic election turned into a serious question mark. Hello, I'm Tejas and you're watching Lokmat Times. In this video, we break down whether the allegations about marker ink washing off are true and what it means for the credibility of this crucial
Oh, by the way, spoiler alert, it is true.
election. But before we begin, please do subscribe to Lokmat Times and hit the bell icon so you don't miss an update. So let's
Also,
get into
do
the facts.
like and
As the
subscribe
allegation-
this stream. Do not forget to like, subscribe this stream. It's a viewer only stream. We do not take money from anyone. We do not push it around more than what you what you push the stream. So don't forget, you are the most essential part of this stream. Like, share and subscribe and hit that noti bell while you're at it.
Surfaced this morning, we at Lokmat Times decided to find out the truth. One of our teammates who voted in the BMC elections 2 hours ago was made to use a sanitizer and tissue to see if the marker ink could be erased, and what we found out was shocking. Watch.
By the way, I forgot to mention this. Whenever, like, if you want to comment on, especially on Twitch, make sure that you are following. This is a follower only chat.
The video yourself.
Look at this. Just किती वेळ झाला तुला वोट करून? 2-3 तास झाले. Even after 2-3 hours, if we use sanitizer, this marker ink can be removed completely.
So we showed you the truth. The permanent markers being used can easily be removed.
Yeah, they can. We have seen this multiple times over the course of the past few days.
Mumbai is not a small municipal election. This is the richest civic body in India. A budget running into tens of thousands of crores. Decisions that affect roads,
I
drains,
think like a lot of these political parties saved a lot of money by just not doing anything. Like, who did even Shiv Sena didn't do a rally.
hospitals, schools, housing, contracts. Every seat matters. Every vote matters. In many parts of the city, polling booths are close together. In family-heavy localities, multiple members vote in the same lane, sometimes within minutes of each other. If a finger mark can be removed, even theoretically, it opens the door to doubt, and democracy does not survive doubt. The BMC Commissioner Bhushan Gagrani stepped in to clarify. He admitted something crucial. Yes, the marker mark on the nail can be wiped off. But he said this is not new. Marker kits have been supplied by the State Election Commission since 2012 for local body elections. Staffs were trained, guidelines were followed, there was no deviation from SEC instructions. This explanation answers one question. It does not answer the most important one. If marker paints have been used earlier, then why are voters reacting now? Because trust is not built on guidelines. Trust is built on perception, and the perception on polling day is chaos. Voters were not informed in advance. Many expected indelible ink. Instead, they saw a marker, something associated with whiteboards, not elections. And once doubt enters the system, explanation comes too late.
I mean, are we saying that the doubt hadn't entered the system before? Like, who are we joking here? This entire shit is a shit. Like, don't get me wrong. I know this is bad. I know this is horrible. But are we seriously saying that this is something shocking and new to us? This is why I keep saying we need to start protesting a lot more. We need to really get out there and talk about what is right and what is wrong, because like this is not new. Like when it happens to other states, we say like, because okay, let me just be clear, I'm a Maharashtrian as well. So like when this happens to other states, we are like, oh, so bad, they should do something. Get up and do something. This is your time. I know you didn't vote for the BJP. I know it wasn't you. But as long as you let these things pass, your vote does not fucking matter.
Yes, marker pens were used in Nagpur civic polls in 2012. Yes, they appeared in some booths during earlier elections. Yes, the Election Commission has tested marker pens in the past. But context matters. Those were not elections conducted in an atmosphere of heightened distrust. Those were not polls following years of political polarization and institutional questioning. And most importantly, those elections did not generate this scale of voter discomfort on polling day. Democracy does not work in technical correctness alone. It works on confidence. India has used indelible ink since 1962, through wars, through emergencies, through regime changes. Why? Because it works, because it is visible, because it reassures the voter. So the obvious questions arise. Why move away from a system that has zero credibility issues?
We'll get to it. I'll tell you why. At least my understanding of this, because this is not fucking about like, this is not about the opposition. The opposition gave up a long time ago. Did you really think the SSUBT and like Manse was gonna fucking win? Don't delude yourself in the idea that people are people who are voting, quote unquote, are going to choose soft Sanghi instead of the actual fucking Sanghi. Like, we are talking about two factions that are literally similar to each other, and the only difference is one chose to side with the fucking Congress. Do you really think people are going to choose the softer Sanghi than the harder Sanghi? Do you really think people are going to choose like, oh, we have this drunk dude who is with the BJP, which are the hard Sanghis. He has his own Shiv Sena, and this other dude who's not. Oh my God. I'm surprised.
Was the marker pen tested against nail polish remover, sanitizer, soap? Is there public data to show that it cannot be misused? If the mark can be wiped, What secondary safeguards were in place? Most importantly,
There were
why
no
was the
secondary
public
safeguards
not
because they
informed
did it on
clearly in
purpose.
advance? These are some of the questions that the Election Commission needs to answer. Do let us know what you think of the video.
Yeah, the video is fine. Video is nice. Thank you for making the damn video, Lokmat. There were missing names as usual. Booth crashes, leaves voter in especially in Mumbai, frustrated with Pune. This happened in Pune. This happened in Nagpur. This happened fucking everywhere. Okay, this is not new. Like, I am genuinely angry if you did not notice. Because we are letting this happen in Maharashtra. Maharashtra is supposed to be one of the richest, one of the most educated, ignoring the South, I know, one of the most secular places and safe places, which has not been the case for a very long time, since a while. It is the fault of the RSS, it is the fault of the BJP. And we are letting this happen as Maharashtrians. There was Sanjay. Oh yeah, dude, I knew you were lurking. That's why I disabled follower only chat. You should really follow. Sanjay Rao didn't destroy the SS. The Shiv Sena. Get this straight. They didn't. Shiv Sena was destroyed by itself. The whole ideology destroyed itself. Like, that ideology is not sustainable, especially in a state that was moving towards development. The SS ideology in itself was not sustainable. You cannot be pro-Marathi when you have so many people coming in who are not Marathi but do identify as Maharashtrians. You cannot be only specifically pro-Marathi, pro-Hindutva, pro-whatever, while saying like, oh, the other Hindutva people should not be part. Like, they were doing fascist level divisions within people when the entire Maharashtra, thank you, when the entire Maharashtra itself was going towards a more secular path. SS can win in a few years again, but they have to go even worse than, like, there's a concept known as an Overton window, right? So they have to go even right wing than fucking the BJP if they want to win. Because Shiv Sena's ideology is the closest thing to a fascist Nazi ideology there is. And this was not even like, oh, this is like, oh, they're copying BJP, or like this happened now, this is just months in. No, it was from before. There were riots in Maharashtra before, like trying to kick out all of the Hindi speaking crowd. Like, Raj Thackeray is toxic. People don't understand that. Raj Thackeray should not have a place in Maharashtrian politics, but he does. And like, the moment they broke away from the BJP and we're like, oh, BJP is hardcore communist. What? Like, dude, seriously, did you fall on your head? Like, there is nothing more capitalist than BJP. It is the most liberal, capitalistic, right-wing party there is. Don't tell me BJP is communist. Like, the moment Shiv Sena went along with Congress, this was going to happen, because the entire ideology that Shiv Sena has is toxic to everyone. Shiv Sena is not the party that talks about equality among people. People forget that because it's with the Congress. Like, if UBT had to win, and I do think that UBT would have been a really good chief minister, while his handling of the COVID situation was good. It was not as bad as people think it was. it was decent. He was a really good chief minister of Maharashtra for the short time that he was. But obviously there were obviously someone was going to be like, we don't want this anymore. Like, did we really think that a Shiv Sena whose entire ideology and why the fuck does all of the worst parties in India have ideology similar to the Nazis and the other side have none? Also a problem. Like, everyone was going to be okay with that. Like, oh, we one day we were killing Muslims, the other day we want to one day we were killing Muslims and the other day we want to be like nice to them because we are with Congress now. Like, why do people think at any point of time they were good? It wants dictatorial power at every cost, making themselves. That is the definition of capitalism, Tyler. By definition, that's capitalism. Like, what world are you living in? Maybe you are missing out on like the meaning and definition of shit. Like, it's like whatever. Like, dictatorial power can happen, or rather authoritarianism can happen in any capitalist or communist country. Like, that is not a parameter for a communist or a capitalist. Making themselves rich and their friends rich only is capitalist by definition. That's the difference. Again, that's capitalism. Like the idea of a false dream. Like in capitalism, they give you a false dream. Like, you can be like ahead. You can be like a rich person as everyone else. They'll give you small incentives, like little treats here and there to keep them in power, to keep the populace subsided. Because see, if they did not keep the population happy, they are going to have a revolt on their hands. That's why they do this. In a socialist communist country, everyone gets that money irrespective of what is happening in elections. That's the difference. Here they distribute little bit of money. Don't confuse it with like a communist state. This is a capitalistic endeavor. They hide their problems by giving you little treats from here and there. That's the difference. They are literally capitalists by definition. Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. Describes capitalism, calls it communism. Yeah, I mean, that's what we are trying to solve, right? That is the whole point of the channel as well, like to clear people's doubts, because people really think that one is bad, one is wrong, whatever. It's all the same. How does it matter? It matters. It matters because you are saying, like, on one hand we have Nazis and on the other hand we have the people who don't want Nazis, and like, how is the difference? Fucking hell. Hold on, there's this really nice meme. Where's this? Okay, there. So Hassan posted a very nice meme on this, and I know you're gonna love this. Oh, Well, what am I doing? Am I stupid? I should just go to media. Like, look at this. We want to kill black people. We want civil rights. I hate both equally. That's you right now. That's fucking you. One side wants to give you everything you have ever wanted. The other side wants to take away everything that you ever wanted or even ever have. And now you're saying, oh, both sides are the same because Indian people are fucked. See, don't think that the opposition in India right now is any better than the fucking BJP. Don't confuse those two things. Indian people are fucked because the opposition is feckless. Napunsak, if I may use a very Hindi word. Because the Indian people have been told consistently that asking for your rights, asking for what you want is a bad thing. You have, like, they have been taught that rather than going out and screaming what you want, which how we won our independence, rather than all of this, you have to go, have to rely on your fucking vote that happens every few years. That is the fucking shittiness of Indian politics right now. It's hardcore communist working. Capitalism's biggest asset is free market. India doesn't have free market. See, Tyler, you know a few words here and there, and now you're saying India. What do you think happens to a free market? Let's go one layer deeper. Hold on. I'm gonna give you main screen. Like here. This is I'm gonna talk to you like this. Main screen. Okay? It's hardcore communist because India doesn't have a free market. What do you think happens to a free market? What happens to a free market when you have monopolies forming because of the free market? It gets managed very fast by the monopolies. What you are seeing right now is a result of the free market and the extraordinary support that the BJP has given to Adanis, Ambanis, and all of their friends in high places. That's why India doesn't seem to have a free market. But this is by definition a free market. Because this is the end point of it. If you don't recognize it, that is on you. If we had a managed market, or even a slightly like socio-democratically controlled market, you wouldn't have this situation. It's because we allowed and pushed, and I say we because, again, we are not out talking against this. I mean, we are right now, but like, understand. Because we are not out talking against this is why we have all of this shittiness that is going on. Like, people like to differentiate this from capitalism. They're like, oh, it's authoritarianism. No, this is capitalism in its final form. What do you think capitalism ends up as in every single scenario? In free, no revolution for government, MSP by farmers. In free, no revolution for government, MSP by farmers. What? Please form a goddamn sentence. KK Kona. I don't understand that. Do you mean like in free market and no revolution, MSP, like minimum sales price by farmers? In a free market, I am trying to understand what you mean here. Anyway, I'm still going to move forward until you actually text back here. There was a trouble right from the beginning when polling opened at 7:30 a.m. The Maharashtra election officials voter list website. Free market is a stupid myth that they say anyone can get rich. No, you can't. You need capital to build capital. If you have initial capital, you can do anything. Try getting a loan without any assets. Exactly. Like, seriously, that is what it is. You can't, the free market is a lie in the first place, but we're just talking about like, oh, like the imaginary thing like a free market leads to this anyway. Anyway. Mahasectvoterlist.in crashed and remained down for at least 6 of the 10 polling hours. Again, that's bad because you can't check where you're polling. The outage led to anger and frustration among voters, which poured out on social media. The BL office couldn't assist us in finding the name of the list as the server were continuously down. To find names in physical copies was itself a task. There was a lot of helter-skelter in finding the relevant post. Someone, Nippon J, exposted. Free market favors only the ones with pre-existing wealth. Yes, and hi. Share the stream, like the stream. Another ex Prashant Kushlani wrote, Mahasek voter list won't work. ECS says no election schedule currently. Congratulations. And you can get money, you can bribe the bank people in India, you have to pay them. I don't fucking understand. Like, Bliss, did you delete a message? Because one is showing for me. Yeah, see, you can't bribe the bank without having money in the first place, Tyler. Lol, okay. See, you can't bribe the bank. How are you gonna bribe the goddamn bank if you don't have money to begin with? Jesus, like, makes sense, man. Makes sense. Like, you need assets to have money. Like, sure, you can bribe the bank if you had money, but you have none. Circular. Like, I understand you're having fun and you're trolling, but if you don't have money for a loan in the first place, you're not gonna get that loan. You're just coming off as stupid here. You're not coming off as like, oh, I'm gonna troll. Like, if you're gonna troll better. Seriously. This is next level stupid trolling. This is like BJP level stupid trolling. Yeah, man, me too. Like, jo bhi phuk raha hai, like, share. Please send. This is high level kush. No, it doesn't. Dude, like you can't get a loan without having money. And I'm not talking about like 10 lakh, 2 lakh rupees ka loan, man. I'm talking about like 100 crore wala loan. That is what you need to make money in India. Like, if that shit happened, you would see like companies propping up every 5 minutes, but they don't. Like, you can't be like a boy genius in India, because boy genius in India is still going to first get discriminated against, not told to study. And even if he's from like a middle class UC family, he's not going to get anywhere, because he's going to be pushed down by like not having money to make his dreams a reality. This is like capitalism 101. My brother has already taken it. Dude, 5 lakhs multiplier by 10 people. Doesn't matter. That's like pin the amount. Like, what are you comparing here? 5 lakh mein kuch nahi hota, boss. You think 5 lakhs is big? Like, to start a company? 5 lakh mein tera... You can't even pay your fucking office ka rent with 5 lakh. Like, be real. I've tried getting a home extension loan with adequate salary. भाई साहब, भाई यहाँ पे कंपनी की बात चल रही है. Why we see like monopolization? Getting a home extension loan with adequate salary and 3 banks and 50,000 spending in procurement documents and later didn't get the loan because they kept coming up with new ways to stop it. Exactly. भाई साहब, Tyler, you haven't gone out in the world right now. तू जा फिर देख. पैसा banata hai in this world, in this capitalist fucking world. That is why we need to be against it, not for it. You can't game the system. तू उसका टेंशन मत ले, तेरे से नहीं होने वाला है. Sakit Ojha और अंधेरी लोकोना said that when he reached the Gyan Kendra school, where he usually votes, he was directed to a different location. When my wife and I went to the other location, we were again directed to the original polling station. The booth mentioned in the voter slip was not found. Bhai sab, I am saying it's hardcore corrupt. तू आइडियल जिंदगी में जी रहा है भाई. You think you can scam this or get out of this? You can't. The only way out of this is ideological propaganda, not by the sense of like, don't think of it like liberal propaganda, but ideological spread of information. This is the only way out. You have to teach people. You have to go out and talk to them. Like, kya sahi hai, kya galat. That is the only way you are getting out of this fucking hardcore corrupt shithole. There is still hope that you can do this, but you have to get up and do this. नहीं तो नहीं होने वाला है. We have to do this. Like, this is not an option anymore. See, I am trying. But if you are going to give up, you might as well leave. We don't need you here if you're going to just give up in 5 seconds. तो मैं पहले ही बता रहा हूँ. You want to be here? You have to do shit. Well, I mean, it's also fun to put you on like few days of, what do you say? तू अभी सुन सिर्फ 5 मिनट के लिए. You want to have fun, you want to be interacting, fine. You can interact all you want, Tyler. But if you are going to do shit like this, I'm going to put you on blast. Which means I'm going to give you a timeout. So unless... Oh, fine. Take a few days off. Bye. I mean, peeing sitting down is elite. Not even joking. Pee sitting down. It's good for you. YouTuber Iqbal Khan spent around 7 hours shuttling between polling station. In the sheer voting is very important to me. Our slums have been abysmally bad forever, with people even living without electricity and making do with kerosene lamps, he said. But he could not find any polls, which is the sad part. After failing to find names anywhere, Khan met local candidate and asked for their help, and even queued up to the local help desk. With no success, eventually he had to return home. Without voting, I feel so let down, he said. 47.5% voting overall. There's a lower benchmark of the range they give. There were similar complaints in the area of the western suburbs, along with parts of this island city like Kolaba, Worli and Dadar. Bhandu President Yasmin Sheikh, who has been voting for the last 35 years, did not find his name on the rolls. I voted in the last election in 2024 too, but I have a valid voter ID. Yet my name is missing from the voter list. I asked everywhere, checked with everyone, and now I'm returning home dejected. Nehru resident Ajit Rajbir also failed to find his family names on the rolls. This is happening multiple times. There's a reason for it, and it's not the opposition.
To the voters. Thank you very much, Bharat. The ink
Comes off.
Cannot be erased.
People are not finding their names on anywhere. People are unable to vote.
At one booth, one person is going and he push half an hour there. How will
So you're saying reduce?
There are extremely long lines. Extremely long lines. It's a problem. The problem has one solution. People get out and protest against it. Because other than that, this is not changing. Because right now, I'll tell you exactly what is happening here. What is happening here is, and this is a thing I keep alluding to, this was not an election that the opposition was going to win. It was not. The opposition did not have support. The opposition did not have the money. The opposition broke apart even before. Congress, Manse and Shiv Sena came together, which was a problem. Congress went with a very different party, a very new local party. And they knew they're not going to fucking win. What ended up happening here is the BJP did not do all of this to shit on the opposition. The BJP did all of this to shit on its own partners. Ajit Pawar's faction got 0 votes. Shiv Sena under Eknath Shinde went down in seats. It lost in fucking Mumbai. It lost in Pune. This is why all of this bullshit happened. Write it down. You can come back to me with it. You'll see. And the reason why I say this is because BJP does not like partners. This was the first time in Maharashtra. It started with Maharashtra, with the Mahayuti whole project. Everyone was screaming, BJP is now aligning with different partners here and there because it had to win. It did an entire coup to win. But this was the first time BJP was aligning with other fucking parties. And that is something that they do not like and they do not want. Because aligning with other parties means you have to take into consideration their purview of it. What happened with Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena is, last 2-3 years ago, when it won recently, they wanted Eknath Shinde, the Eknath Shiv Sena faction, to continue as a chief minister. There was an internal strife. It did not, BJP doesn't like that. It wanted Fadnavis to be the chief minister because it is BJP's. That's why the NCP with Ajit Pawar was brought in. To shit on the Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde, because traitors never get their due. And this is the next phase in kicking out Shiv Sena from Eknath Shinde, kicking out Ajit Pawar's NCP to retain power as one and only BJP, because the opposition right now does not have the votes, it does not have the motion, it is only reactive. And because it is only fucking reactive, it is never going to win. Don't get me wrong. I want them to win, but they are not going to because they're fucking stupid. And whoever tells you, I'll say this like Meghnad said, whoever tells you that this is so bad for the opposition would have won. No, it fucking wouldn't have. Send them to me. This was a ploy in taking care of the allies that the fucking BJP had and removing them from the picture. They could have done the same thing they did in fucking Bihar. They didn't. There's a reason. Why the removable link? Because then BJP people can go vote for BJP multiple times in the name of fucking Shiv Sena. Easy peasy. And that's why this whole thing is there in the first place. It is stupid to even suggest that this is for the opposition. Opposition was never fucking winning. What Maharashtra are you living in? In Maharashtra, you do not hear rallies by Shiv Sainiks. Again, Shiv Sainiks Chote BJP. Why would someone go fucking vote for Chote BJP? Especially when they don't even have their fucking name with them. They have to call themselves Shiv Sena UBT. Why would, INC was decimated in Maharashtra. Manse was decimated. The only thing that was there was NCP. NCP, my dear friends, do not give a shit about ideology. They will suck up to the devil if they have to. Keep power. That's why Ajit Pawar's faction was important to be decimated. Because this is why earlier Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar had a truce. Because, and we said it even then, Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar and the entire Pawar faction cannot be trusted. They will switch anywhere. They are ideologically blank. I'm not even going to say they have no ideology. They never had any. The only ideology they support is being in fucking power. They saw a chance with undermining Shiv Sena within Eknath Shinde and the BJP alliance. Ajit Pawar broke half of it, went there, then they had the votes for the becoming the deputy CM. That's what happened. Like, they got used by the BJP itself, but Ajit Pawar like got his like power back, which means the case against him was dropped and he was happy to do whatever the fuck he's doing. All powers are together running things inside to make sure the power stays within the family. Exactly. It's money and power is their only idea. Exactly to the point. Powers don't give a shit about you. Powers don't give a shit about ideology. This is the same problem. At least you can call like INC has an ideology like center right or like center left if you want to be like very good to them. Shiv Sena is far right. Everyone fucking knows that, has been from the start. At least you can say that on paper. Powers, no, you can't even say that for them. Like, this election was a farce. It was a fraud. It was a ploy for removing the opposition of the BJP while being in cahoots with them. They were trying to remove their own allies to gain complete power. This is what happens. You cannot run a fascist, authoritarian, dictatorial regime without having complete authoritative control. And we always talk about this. And I always mention this in nearly every fucking live. The anti-defamation law comes in place over here, especially over here. No person from the BJP can speak against the BJP on any point. We are talking about the Maharashtra elections. At BJP against at any point. You know why? Because anti-defection law is in place. So they hold complete power. The only time you can have a situation where you can speak against if you're from another party. That's why BJP does not like allies. This entire election that happened was to remove allies from power. It was not to remove the opposition because opposition did not have any sway whatsoever. They were a non-issue. Do not be fooled that all of this, there's nothing you can do, we are fucked. There's a lot we can do. We can talk about this. If we don't, like, this whole problem started because we don't talk about this. There's no one talking about this other than us. That's why this fucking problem exists in the first place. Like, follow along. Hope you find the hope, because this entire stream is about finding hope. That we can change our own fucking lives by getting out and talking about it. Like, you know how many times someone has come up to me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, that we have no fucking hope, we are fucked. This has been being said for the longest fucking time. And you know, that is the fucking thing about any authoritarian fucking government, that the moment you say we are fucked, there's nothing we can do, we are gone out, that is the moment you are saying yes to that government, because that is what they want. They want people who know what their shit is, to not look at it, to close their eyes, to say we are fucked and nothing is gonna ever happen. Funny thing is, Congress is the only face against BJP, bro, fascist government. It's not. Congress is not the only face against BJP, because Congress is center right. Congress is not gonna do shit. Congress appreciates what the BJP is doing with the Adani and Ambanis because they themselves gain out of it. India right now does not have a strong opposition. Funny thing is, all Brahmatikars, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, why do you call Baramatikars? Yeah, Congress follows soft Hindutva. That is not the answer. People who want people who want Hindutva, they're not going to vote for fucking Congress. They're going to vote for fucking the actual Hindutvas. That is literally what happened in America as well. Kamala Harris lost because she was becoming more Republican than Republicans. Who wants a small, soft Republican when you have the actual Republicans? Similarly, who wants the fucking soft Hindutvas when you have the actual Hindutvas right there? That's why Shiv Sena UBT keeps losing over Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde, because they were trying to be like, oh, we are Congress too, so we are soft Hindutvas. Like, fuck no, people who always support the Shiv Sena and the RSS are not gonna fucking vote for like soft Hindutva when the actual Hindutva fascist shitheads are here. Funny thing, all of the Baramatikars know this. They still worship the Pawars because they got good roads. People brag about Pawar corruption. I'm sure Pawars have more money than Trump. They probably do. Speak out. That is the only thing you can do. Find a community. You can join our community if you want. Spread the message. That is the only thing you can do. Discord, by the way. You'll get the link. If you want to join the Discord, we have people who think the same. We spread the message. Talk more. Talk out loud. Don't give up. If you give up, that is what they want. Fascism doesn't exist in a country where people talk out, speak aloud. It only exists in countries where people give up. That is the one thing. We also gonna have elections on TN bro coming April or May. Exactly. Speak out loud. If you don't speak out loud, nothing changes. Yeah, I know. Tamil Nadu elections are coming up. If you don't speak out loud, nothing fucking changes. Yeah, share the stream, like the stream, subscribe. All of that shit. But more importantly, talk. Communicate. Never say we are fucked. Never say we are fucked. If you say we are fucked, that is what they fucking want. Like, Nazis did not come up in Germany because people were saying like, oh, we want the Nazis, all of them. Nazis entered Germany because people stopped giving a fuck. Good people stopped speaking out loud. They did not give them enough opposition to that ideology. That's why they came up. That's why BJP comes up. You will be surprised. You think you're safe? Maharashtrians thought they were safe. I grew up in Maharashtra. I know. They always says BJP can't enter here. It did. So don't give up talking. You are as Indian as I am. BJP will enter Tamil Nadu. At the very least, the ideology will. They'll do everything they can to get into BJP one way or another. And don't focus on the BJP, just focus on RSS as well. RSS is the bigger germ here. It's the bigger disease. BJP will enter. It's starting its groundwork in Kerala as well. Everyone thought Kerala was out of like commission for the BJP, but it's still here. It's still here. It's still gaining momentum. It is going to do anything. It's going to change rules. It's going to use the election commission. It's going to use everything in its power to gain more fucking momentum in Tamil Nadu, in Karnataka, in Kerala, every single place, in Telangana. Don't give the BJP space thinking you are safe, because you are not. You will be fucked over. Two major parties, Admik, DMK, BJP is in alliance with. Admik here and DMK is now ruling. DMK will be defeated, but there is a problem. Vijay, he takes a part of... Sure. Sure. Fine. Agreed. That is a whole issue, but that's not the issue that we are talking about here. Tomorrow, if election commission shittiness keeps going on the way it did in Bihar, it did in Maharashtra, it did everywhere, all of this becomes pointless. What would you do if you have multiple trains entering your state, fake voters who can't even speak Tamil, voting for the BJP? What will you do? If most of the people are removed by the SIR, which is happening, what would you do? BJP becomes the only party that gets any votes. You can't do shit. I am not fear-mongering because this happened in Bihar. You can talk parties all day long. You can talk Vijaya is going to save you. You can talk DMK or whatever party you have in Tamil Nadu is going to save you. It is not. Parties in India are in itself ideologically blank. They don't care as long as they are in power. We saw Congress and BJP making alliances. We saw recently Mahua Mohitra dancing with Jindals and Kangana Ranauts. To make Vijay come under alliance, BJP is making CBFC to not give certificate to Vijay Films, and exactly. Yeah, it's going to happen because all of these parties are ideologically blanks. They don't care. You have to make them care. And if you want to make them care, you have to go out and talk about this. You have to go out and protest. You have to go out and speak loudly that we do not care. We do not care who you are in alliance with. We do not care what you fucking do. If you go against our will of what we want, of what we need, which is good roads, good social security, universal health care, a universal right to education, we are not going to give you any fucking votes because this is our stand. Your votes don't fucking matter. In Tamil Nadu, most youngsters are with Vijay, not only 40, 50 plus, but are in BJP, Admik and DMK. We'll change that eventually. You'll see. Maharashtra is under the ideology notification of the state happened so fast. It didn't happen fast, Gaurav. You were just not looking. Because it happened in front of my eyes. I was looking. Little by little, every single year, things got worse. And so it will be for Tamil Nadu. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not this year. It will happen within the next 5 to 6 years. Unless we talk against it. Unless you start talking against it. Yeah, not even a single party follows their ideology. We need to fucking force them into following a fucking ideology. We don't want soft Hindutva from the Congress. We don't want hard Hindutva. We don't want flippant people across line just so they can remain in fucking power. We want an ideologically sound party to represent us. And that party will only come across if we are following through. If we are talking about it, if we are spreading the goddamn message. It's not going to happen just cause. Nothing happens just cause. That is the ideology, to care for common people. Can anyone define? No, they can't. They can't define any fucking ideology. The point is, we need to start talking about this. Make fun of the politicians. Yes, do. They are fucking stupid. They are whatever. But they have gone so much overboard right now. That is the fucking problem. They need to be told that they are dependent on us. We are not dependent on them. They are our servants. So if they want, we need an ideological movement in India. In India, we do not have ideological movements. Any protest you see, any whatever you see, it is not ideologically driven. The ones that were ideologically driven are currently in jail. Talking about Umar Khalid, Sharjil Imam. I am telling is, if you have a party, then have wrong ideology, but they are doing good for people. What is your opinion on that? What I'm telling is, if you have a party, if I have a party, I don't have a party. I don't have I don't lead any party or whatever. They have wrong ideology, but they do good for people. That is not happening. See, your ideology dictates your end goal. You can't do good for the people with a bad ideology. It's like saying, oh, a capitalist will support universal healthcare. They are not going to. They're not going to do good for the people because your ideology dictates what you're going to do and how you're going to react in a situation. You need an ideological movement in India. That's the first thing we need. The first thing we need is an ideological movement. Then we can talk about party politics. Parties, if they do not give a shit about the people, if they do not have an ideology, they are only going to do the bare minimum to stay in power. We don't want that. Do you want to live on bare minimums? Obviously, you do not. Stop expecting parties with wrong ideologies to give you like little chunks of the nice thingies so they can get vote for the time being. This whole thing where, the parties only get into action when there is like elections going on. Why does that come in? That comes in because parties know they do not have an ideology. They're just going to do bare minimum for elections. That is not what we want. We want a party that works consistently. And the only way to get parties to work consistently if the people themselves have an ideological objective. If the people itself are going to move forward, and if the people itself are going to be like, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. I don't care if you're giving me money right now, right before elections. I care if you have done something in the past 2 years or 4 years, how much ever time. We have people getting elected right now that have done nothing, literally nothing, just because of the party name. That is the problem, because we do not have an ideological movement. Where you can see ideological movement in a 44 crore populated country, there is no possibility, bro. Come on, most of the Gen Z are not concentrated. So we'll change it. Why do you want other people to start the fucking movement? Do it yourself. You are part of the Gen Z, right? You're part of this country, right? You're part of the public, right? Am I wrong? Are you not? The public is you and me. The public is not sitting somewhere like in Gorakhpur or something. There is a saying in Maharashtra, Shivaji janmo par dusracha gharat, or like a similar saying like sabko chahiye Bhagat Singh par dusre ke ghar mein. Those times are done. I don't know like a similar Tamilian saying, to be honest. But the point is, those times are done. You can't expect other people to come up and do it for you. Also, you don't have to focus on 44 crore populated people, dude, here. It's not true. There's a very small amount of people that you change and need to change the minds of. There's a rule, 3.5% rule. If you can change the minds of 3.5% people, you can change any establishment. Any. That is what you're focusing on. And that is very much doable in this country. If you do not have hope that things can change, no one has hope that things can change. So have hope, because you are the fucking public. You are what makes India you. No one else. No one else is going to do this for you. Only you are going to do it for yourself. Don't give up yet. Don't give up yet, as long as at least I am going live. Let this channel be your forebearer of fucking hope, even if everyone else is telling you to give up. Seriously. I'm not doing this to like sell you anything. Like, this channel is not even going to be ever going to be fucking monetized. The point is, don't give up hope. The moment you give up hope, you're done. I'll say this again. Fascism does not need laws. Fascism does not need to change laws. Fascism does not need a lot of people to be brutal to the other half of the country. Fascism only needs for people who would have the privilege and understanding to speak up, to not speak up. Your not speaking up, your silence gives permission for the fascist authoritarian state that we currently live under. The reason why India is an electoral autocracy is because people like us haven't spoken up earlier. It is on me as much as on you. That is what we are trying to change. And if you like that, follow along. And even if you don't follow along, don't give up hope. I don't care if you follow me or follow whatever. I care if you give up hope. Please don't give up hope. On the contrary, I'm saying Gen Z more interested in politics than millennials ever were at this age. Yes, that is also true. The exposure to like Instagram, YouTube, Twitch is really changing the field. Oh, by the way, if you do choose to follow along, I would highly suggest to join the Discord. Discord is very helpful. We can speak to each other. Also, thank you for coming. We are actually at the end of the stream. If you want to watch the earlier part of the stream, it is available on YouTube. We are dual streaming right now. I would highly suggest you join in to follow along. Let me tell you one thing. In Tamil Nadu, only Vijaya is benign. So against fascism, RSS, his ideology is all are same. All lives are equal by birth. That's why Gen Z are behind him. If people in Tamil Nadu think he can be same, sure, good for him. Sure. But that's wrong. He might be against BJP RSS fascism as an ideology, but he needs his own as well. I'll tell you why. Because, no, see, I'm telling you why. If he doesn't have his own ideology, he's not going to be able to persuade anyone to do good. His only ideology is we are against the BJP. And if BJP comes up with something that shows it in a better light than Vijaya, people are going to vote for Vijaya. His ideology are same. I'm sorry, I do not speak. I do not speak Tamil. Yeah, see, that is the problem. That is not an ideology, that's an opinion. Where does he lie on an... No, yeah, sure. If his ideologies all are same, that is not an ideology, my friend. That is just an opinion that he has. He does not have an economic ideology or a political ideology. Then he's just saying everyone is fucking similar. I can say that. But you need to be far more descriptive. What he is being... And again, if someone from his team is listening, please understand. He is being reactionary. Reactionary doesn't get votes. Even in a country like India or a state like Tamil Nadu, where you wouldn't expect these terms to be thrown around or people to even understand these terms, he is still being reactionary. And even if people understand or don't understand it, this is how the masses vote. People don't vote for the person who's screaming, oh, this person is wrong. People vote for the person people vote for the person who's saying that this person is wrong. Let me fix it. This is how I'm going to fix it. And this is what I'm going to do more. This is what I'm going to do more. This is what you call putting the BJP on a back pedal. Look at what AAP did before all the fuck up that happened in Delhi. Consistently, it put the BJP on the back pedal. The BJP were being reactionary and they lost every single election until they reorganized how you vote in Delhi. So Vijay is not going to win just by saying that all of them are the same, that's why vote for us. That is not an ideology, that's an opinion. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If Vijay wants to win, he has to win, or they have to win, by having an ideology that BJP is a fascist right-wing party, but we are left. We are going to do right by you. These are our plans. This is what we are going to do. This is what we are organizing against. They need organization. They need movements. Their entire winning strategy can't be vote for us because we are not BJP, because that is not a fucking strategy. Also, it has failed every single time it has been used by in America, in India, in Maharashtra, in Bihar, in Delhi, in Gujarat, everywhere. You cannot depend on people's dislike of the current regime to get votes. The ideology of Tamiliga Vetteri Kazhagam, led by actor Vijaya, centers on secular social justice, championing egalitarian democracy, secularism, and two-language policy, drawing inspiration from the figures what are they doing? Pariyar, Ambedkar, and Kamaraj. So are they protesting? Are they out on the streets? Are they organizing people? or are they just asking for votes? Do you see mass organization towards these aims? Do you see them going out and actually organizing, like educating people on rights for Dalits, rights for the SC, STs, food banks? Do you see them organizing food banks? Do you see them organizing welfare governance? Or are they just saying this? If it's a yes that they're doing it, they're gonna win. If they are not doing this, they're not gonna win. That is the end of the day. They don't. If they are able to put the BJP on the back foot, they will win. If they cannot put the BJP on the back foot, they will lose. It doesn't matter. They can put pressure on the companies and through Vijaya. Like, say they're putting pressure on Vijaya from his companies, and if he caves, then his ideology has failed. You can say it straight up. His ideology has failed. If there's a tie-up, his ideology has failed. Fuck surveys, man. Fuck surveys. Surveys say whatever the fuck do you want them to think. Like, surveys are one of the ways that they are pushing you. You have to make your decision yourself. If they make a tie-up with BJP, if they even allude to it, people need to say, fuck you. Because people also need to be aware. Just following, again, also, people don't like when I say this. Like, our people definitely, you should see our people going ballistic on me on Twitter whenever I say this. It's very funny. If Vijaya goes against the secular social justice ideology that it says it has, you need to give up on Vijaya immediately. Vijaya should not get your vote just because he's Vijaya. Vijaya should get your vote because they're doing shit. Because they're on ground. Like, in that scenario, if they even falter a little bit, fuck Vijaya. Ask them, why the fuck are you doing whatever you're doing? Don't be like fucking, like, don't end up like Mahua Moitra, for example, or even the Congress in Himachal Pradesh. This is what it means to be ideologically in sync. Yeah, don't fucking believe surveys. Surveys are paid by, surveys are a political tool. If you have truly unbiased survey, I'll let you know if it comes up. If they are actually following figures like Pariyar, Ambedkar and Kamaraj, they need to show it. They really need to show it, or the people need to say fuck off if they don't, to be honest with you. I took my own on streets. Yeah, that's like, don't bother. Don't bother. That's anecdotal at the end of the day. That becomes anecdotal. That means literally nothing. You might be rich, you might be poor, you might be in like a very specific area. And because of like segregation that happens in India, you only have the perspective of the people that are like you. That is not everyone. If you need surveys that are encompassing like the entire region, not just your area. Like where I used to live in the area of like lower to middle class people who were predominantly like Hindu, not much Muslims, because Muslims were segregated because India is very segregative. Then like the Sikhs were segregated, the whatever was like whatever. The point is like your area is people like you. People like you are not the answer to everything. But the point is, you need to go around your area and talk about ideology, and when you need to follow ideology in spite of what politics the party is playing. Now, don't like think of this like I'm shitting on you or anything. I'm not. I'm just trying to explain to you what this shit is about. We need to talk to people about like what their ideology should be. Like, I am very much hoping right now, the people who come to this stream, the people especially returning to this stream, have their own ideology that is independent of anyone else. that they would follow to the end of the day. That is the India I envision and I want. Every single person, their own nation. Every single person knows what they are talking about and not just following a political party blindly because they like an actor or they like what the Congress or the BJP has done like 20 years ago or 50 years ago or 70 years ago, or just because they hate a certain group of people. What if? So what? Like what are you talking about? You want to talk about like how Nepal shows their leader on Discord? What is this what if? I don't understand. Like you want to talk about how Nepal's government got hijacked? Is that what you're saying? Because people were tired of corruption and the people came in are don't look very positive. Is that what you're talking? What are you talking about? See, whatever, because I just gave up like a few options there. It doesn't matter because India is not here yet. There yet. India is in a place where most of the people don't give a shit about elections, don't give a shit about what their government is doing, don't give a shit about people suffering, don't give a shit about their own suffering because they are given little treats from time to time. They are given a little bit of hope here and there that the party is going to do something. So they follow the party till death do them apart and more or less they die from it. Stop thinking about what ifs. India becomes this, India becomes that, India becomes whatever. Because India currently is becoming shit. And it's becoming shit to live in. Forget what if. Look about now. What is happening now? Adani Ambanis are creating a monopoly on every single industry there is. Prices have risen very high. You do not have air that you can breathe. You are suffering day in and day out. This is called systematic governmental violence. Systematic violence. This is a definition of systematic violence. And you are suffering from it. Irrespective of the social class. Yeah, like higher social classes suffer a lot less than the lower classes. I'm talking about economical classes as well, not just caste classes. So, forget what if. Let it be like Nepal. At least something will happen. What is happening right now? Literally nothing is happening right now. Everything is shit and it's become shit. And if someone has to rise up to voice against it, it is going to be you and me. It's not anyone else. We have to rise up together. No one else is going to talk about you. Vijay is not going to come save you. He's not. I'm sorry to say. He's not going to push back just because. He might be a very nice guy. I don't know. What happens when he leaves politics? What happens then? What happens when your beacon of support that you think is leading the ideological battle against the BJP right now in Tamil Nadu goes away? What if he's jailed? Who saves you then? Who comes up in place? No one. What happened with AAP in Delhi? Arvind Kejriwal got jailed. His popularity tanked. AAP didn't win. It's not going to win. AAP is decimated. Same can happen with the TVK. It can happen with the TVK tomorrow. Then what are you going to do? A political uprising that I am talking about, a political ideology spreading through India that I am talking about cannot be led through a party because you cannot depend on parties because parties at the end of the day want to be in power. They'll do anything to be in power. They will bend laws. They will take money from every single person around. They will be corrupt to a certain extent, depending on their ideology. The rise of the political citizen is antithetical to a party winning the long term. Because then in that scenario, they can't be corrupt. They can't veer out of from what they want. Sorry, what the people want. This is what happened in India, even with the Congress. This is what is happening even with the BJP. That's why there is so many barriers to education in India right now. There are so many barriers for people to improve their living conditions. There are so many barriers for even to get them food. Because of these barriers, they cannot educate themselves. They cannot have the knowledge or the time or the money. Because again, this is a privilege. Knowledge is as well a privilege. To think beyond what is good for them tomorrow. That's why people fall for, oh, he's paying us like 5,000 right now, so we should vote for him. Because they hope that at least this time it will continue, but it never does. It's a fake promise. That's why we need to spread the message of your political identity being the forefront within this political landscape. And that you need to have your own political identity. You need to be a citizen of this country. And you need to stop depending on just voting to show your like or dislike. Because just voting can be taken away in an instant. Just voting is the shittest thing you have ever been told. You need to support that voting with protesting. You need to support that voting with asking for what you fucking want. And voting is not the representation of what you want because it's the final thing. Because after you vote, after the party or whatever comes to power, they have a free reign to do whatever the fuck they want. That is a problem. You can't vote out a party if it's not in the middle, like after 1 year of it coming into power. And that is a problem. You can protest against them, even if you have voted for them, because they are not doing what you voted them to do. That is the ideology that needs to be spread, that voting is not the only thing that you can do. But that sounds like we want someone to give us something. We should provide for ourselves. We are strong. See, the government is the whole point of the government. The people who want the government to give them things are weak people. Oh, fuck off. Why do you think the government exists in the first place? Does the government exist to govern the citizens or the... Why does the government exist? Tell me. Liberty Twitcher. I'm pretty sure you're a liberal. Is it doing it? Go ask for your rights. Is it doing it? Dude, no one is asking you to get what other people earned. No one is asking you that. Literally, no one is asking you to what other people earned. You have earned the right to having a government that takes care of you, you fucking twat. No, the government is there for that fucking reason. No, the government is there for your fucking reason. Like, what do you think, like, protecting your rights mean? Protecting your rights means taking care of you, you fucking twat. Like, just look at what you are saying yourself. Do you not understand the difference here? The government is there to protect your fucking rights, that is taking care of you. Universal healthcare is your fucking right. Like, fuck universal healthcare for 5 seconds. Literally saying the AQI of your fucking city is dependent on the governmental policy. Do you not want to breathe, you motherfucker? Because you're talking shit. You're literally talking shit. The AQI of your city is, the average AQI of Delhi right now is 200. The minimum, sorry, is 200. It's supposed to be under 50. What do you think is that? That is directly a result of governmental policy of having factories not initiating grab in the first instance of an issue. That is taking care of you. You are thinking very narrowly. very narrowly, like oh नहीं मेरे पैसे नहीं जाने चाहिए, मेरा ये कुछ नहीं जाना चाहिए, इसीलिए I'm doing what the I don't want the government to take care of it. That does, like, your entire life from birth to death is governed by the government. That is the one reason it is there. That is the one reason why it fucking votes, why it runs, or why you vote for it. No, government doesn't have to do a bad job at everything. No, that is a lie. That is a straight up lie fed to you by people who want to take over the fucking government. That is what Modi came into power with. That the government is doing a bad job. That is what the current people are depending on, the opposition is depending on to get back into power. That, oh, the government is doing a bad job. That's why you can't trust this government. That is what they're fucking saying, because you, my friend, don't have an ideology. I'm not going to be respectful. You don't get so emotional, be respectful. I'm not, like you talk shit, I'm going to talk shit. Dude, you're talking like a 15-year-old who thinks that everything goes around like on taxes. Like, मेरे से tax ज़्यादा लिया इसलिए मेरा जिंदगी मर रहा है. That is not true. That is not fucking true. Like, doesn't matter how much you're taxed. Doesn't. What do you get from the tax you already pay matters. You have given enough money to this government for you to get universal healthcare. You have given enough money to this government for bankruptcy protection. You have given enough money to this government to get like a universal pay, like minimum base pay. So you don't go beyond a certain level of money, or you don't end up in bankruptcy. You have paid so much fucking money to this government and it has done nothing for you. There are no good roads. Roads, whatever there are, breaking anyway. So why do you still support this fucking government? So why do you support this why do you support this government now then? Hold on. Because you think that the only political scenario here revolves around you paying taxes, which is not true. Because the government is required to take care of you. But when you say shit like this, that we always want the government to give us something, we don't want to take, the government gets a free pass on not giving you clean air, clean water, which is its job. Why do you want a government if it's not giving you any of that? Like, seriously speaking, why do you want this government if it's not giving you water, if it's not giving you decent jobs? Again, jobs are a factor of you. Like, sorry, jobs are dependent on what the government is doing. You're not going to find jobs if it's not for the government. You're not going to find work. You're not going to find anything. Why do you still support a government like that? Anyway. It's late. So we are actually going to head out. This is thank you for coming. We will not be live tomorrow because I have to go for a birthday in a different city. Thank you all for coming. If you're new here, you can join the Discord. We can talk there more. Discord is what you can do. We have a Nightbot recently. You can join it through there, both on YouTube and Twitch. I will see you on Tuesday now. Thank you for coming. Good night. See ya. Shabba khair.